What's going on, everybody? It's Glenn for the latest news. And if you're new here, make sure you like, share, comment, subscribe. We're gonna get into Monday Night Raw this past Monday. We got the return of I don't know, man. We got the return of Goldberg, man. We've been hearing about this for quite some time now with the whole, Gunther versus Goldberg thing for about a year now. Since they had that build up, like Goldberg mentioned in the promo, when Gunther when him was out there, that he had a run in with his family or whatever, and he supposedly Goldberg didn't forget about that. So now we got a match between Goldberg and Gunther at Saturday night's main event, I believe, for the World Heavyweight Championship, which I don't know if this is Goldberg's official retirement match here. He didn't make that excuse me, he didn't make that clear if that was his last match or whatever, if that's gonna be his retirement match there, because I know he's entitled excuse me, to a retirement match, but he didn't mention it being a retirement match at Saturday night's main event. He just wanted a match against Gunther, I guess. So that started off with that. It was a lot of things going on Monday Night Raw. I ain't gonna lie, it was a lot of dick rodding going on. As far as first of all, it was a lot of qualifying matches. Jay qualified for the King in the Ring tournament, I believe. And it was just a whole lot of dick riding from Braun Breaker, Sami Zayn, and just it was just a whole lot of Seth Rollins and Cody Rhodes, Raheem. It was just so much going on that night. But what I realized though, when Cody Rhodes, did come out there and confront Seth Rollins, I don't know, man. I got a little hunch that I don't know. I know Jay qualified for the match, so he's going against Cody Raheem Rhodes to advance in a qualifying match. But I feel like that match is definitely going to be some type of it's not going to be no clean finish or no crazy finish. So let's start off like this. Both guys are baby faces. That's number one. They both baby faces, and that's going to already create problems within that they both baby faces. One, and two, with all that dick riding that was going on Monday night, and with the Braun Breakers and the Big Bronson Reed, and it was just too much dick riding going on. Penta was out there dick riding. It was just, I don't know what they trying to set up for, but they definitely trying to set up for something like maybe a major tag match. But they usually try to plan stuff like that, like around Survivor Series or War Games time or something like that. You wouldn't think if they would. I don't know what they got going on right now, because we got Saturday night main event. We got Saudi Arabia, which CM Punk will face John Cena. Then we got John Cena versus Ron. Is it Ron Killings or is it R-Truth? Because I'm seeing R-Truth, and I'm like, I thought it was Ron Killings. I'm really confused right now. I don't know if it's R-Truth or Ron Killings. So which one is it? So we got that match on Friday, but Raw was type trash this week. I ain't gonna lie. I mean, Goldberg came out there, but Goldberg is 58 years old, man. He's 58. He was losing breath trying to cut a promo, man. Like I said, I'm a huge Goldberg fan. I've been a Goldberg fan for many years. His early years in WCW. His first run in WWE, in 2003, and it just, I don't know, man. I don't know how to feel about it. Hopefully he could deliver. Also, we're gonna get into a little to what Rikishi had to say about what need to happen to the writers of WWE, because Jey Uso dropped the title in 51 days, and I get it. He's being a father, you know what I mean, at the end of the day, everybody want the best for their children. But did Rikishi forget, that he was once in the business and the highest accolade he ever got was the Intercontinental Championship? Like, you gotta look at it from both sides of the fence here. Like, yeah, Jey Uso, you never won a big one, Rikishi. Jey Uso did, you know what I mean? And it's a possibility your other sons, as far as like Jimmy and Solo, could possibly, work their way there too. But you never even, you got an opportunity. You had that match against Triple H for the WWF Championship on SmackDown. I'll never forget that match. That was a great match. But you never won a big one, Rikishi. You should already know from being in the business, how the business work. It's just, I mean, especially in today's time with the whole TKO and et cetera. Like, WWE that definitely, took a major turn for the worse with joining TKO. I ain't even gonna lie. But you was once in the business. You should understand a little of how it worked. It's not like you was never there, And like I said, you only went for the big one, I believe, once, the championship. So, I mean, and then you came up short, of course, to Triple H, because everybody was pretty much dropping Triple H back in the mid 90s, 99s, and early 2000s. Triple H was on his A game then, but you should know what it's like to be in the business, man. And at least Jey Uso got to 51 days, and then look, he just qualified for I believe the King of the Ring tournament on Monday night. So Jey Uso hasn't been buried. I wouldn't say he's been buried at all. It's just that he just need to elevate himself a little more as far as promos and in-ring work, try to create some more movesets and stuff like that. That's the only problem with Jey, better promos, and his in-ring work is okay. It could get a little better, but it's getting better as, weeks and months goes on, I should say, but it could be better. But I know Liv Morgan and Io Sky had a terrible that segment promo was terrible. It was terrible. It was a bunch of botches that fucking night. I ain't gonna lie, Raw. They went from cold to hot to cold. They always go from cold to hot to cold with this shit, man. Like I said, I can't even really point out no key highlights for the show. What, Goldberg? I mean, like I said, I'm a huge Goldberg fan. I'm not here to criticize Goldberg. And then the highlights, Seth freaking Rollins and Raheem Cody Rhodes, but that was the key highlights for me. I mean, what, Io Sky and her weak ass promo against Liv Morgan. And then as far as what they doing with Dirty Dom, I don't know what they doing with Dirty Dom in any kind of ring, because I know AJ Styles looking like he could be next runner up for that championship, and that's what it's looking like. But this whole Judgment Day shit, man, they just need to just break that up already. It's been going on for way too long. You know what I'm saying? It's obvious Finn and Dirty Dom is definitely not on the same page. They've been on the same page for quite some time now. They act like they is, but they not. They just need to just, call it quits with this whole Judgment Day shit already, man, because this shit is getting played out already. It's getting real played out, and we about, sick of seeing it. Like do something already with it. Like, either have Finn, leave and just have his own little thing going, which I'm hearing that he might. And then, it's obvious that Dirty Dom might end up turning to a baby face somewhere down the line, I mean, he still get a heat, hell reaction, every time he's trying to speak in the mic. But, I mean, if he end up being the one to turn on Finn, or if Finn turn on Dirty Dom, that's automatically gonna make Dirty Dom the baby face for, a heel, Finn Balor attacking him. But it could be the other way around. It could be Dirty Dom, attacking, Finn, and then he, get kicked out of Judgment Day or whatever, and that's how it goes. And then I'm hearing that Finn may bring the demon back, and if that happens, yeah, the Judgment Day is in trouble. They should definitely work their way to that. Like, if Finn get kicked out of Judgment Day, which is going to look like it's ending up happening, that group need to definitely. Judgment Day is whack now. They ain't no more Carlito with the PS5 in the back no more. Yeah, it's definitely trash now. Like, I ain't gonna lie, they just definitely need to dismember this weak ass new Judgment Day, because it's not it no more. Ever since Rhea Ripley and Damian Priest left that shit, it just wasn't it no more. Also, it was great to see Corey Graves on Monday Night Raw, man, and getting the respect that he deserved, man. And I like Pat McAfee too. You know what I mean? But I wasn't a fan of how they did my boy Corey Graves dirty. It was great to see him, back on Raw. Hell, I don't even think he been back on Raw since they've been on Netflix prior to Monday, I want to say. Like, so, shout out to Corey Graves being back in commentary, seat. Man, I don't know, Pat McAfee wasn't there for whatever reason. But I want to know, if going forward, if they want to just have like a 3-man team, have Michael Cole, Corey Graves, and like they had before. They had it like that before. It was Michael Cole, Corey Graves, and Pat McAfee. And you had Pat McAfee and Corey Graves always, going at each other, like, cause I wouldn't say if they got a personal vendetta against each other, but I think they kind of do, especially. With Pat McAfee taking Corey Graves' spot on the announce table on Monday Night Raw, and then especially during the debut of Netflix on Monday Night Raw, Corey Graves was even a part of that. They demoted him to NXT for quite some time, and that was kind of crazy. But it was great to see him back on Monday Night Raw, though, I ain't gonna lie. But yeah, it wasn't really no key highlights of this show. It was Goldberg and Gunther setup match, and just a whole bunch of qualifying Queen and Queenie matches. Rhea Ripley, interfered in Raquel Rodriguez's match, cost her the match. She ended up not winning. Nobody really give a damn about that. You know what I mean? The show was alright. Supposedly, Jay, he advanced, but he got like some injury. I don't know if they're gonna play the injury into the pay-per-view or whatever. But like I said, from the looks of it, it looked like somebody gonna be a heel somebody gonna be turning a heel between the Jay and Cody thing. Somebody's definitely gonna be turning a heel. It could be Cody. I don't know, from the looks of it, it could be Cody, but I don't know. But that match between Jay and Cody for the qualifying King of the Ring, it's definitely gonna be some more dick rotting going on between there's Seth Rollins and his crew, Braun Breaker, Big Bronson Reed. They gonna be dick rotting like a motherfucker. But my thing is, what's gonna be the payoff? What Seth Rollins and Cody? I don't know, man. It's that no blows was thrown. It was kind of a little iffy, man. The stare down. So I don't know. And Cody could possibly turn heel, or it could be Jay. Maybe Jay needed the most the heel turn. Well, no. Maybe Cody needed the most. Maybe because Jay is way too. I mean, Cody's over too, but I think Cody need that heel turn more than Jay, because Jay is just, I feel like he's a little more over as a babyface than Cody is, but then judging by the reaction, so I don't really know. But I don't know. I feel like it's gonna be like some type of twist and turn when it comes to this Cody and Jay thing when they have their match. But you guys let me know what y'all think though. What y'all thought about Raw. Raw was, like I said, it wasn't such a good show. In my opinion, it was just keep highlights. I guess you could put Goldberg and Gunther. They possibly match the Saturday night main event, and the whole Jay and Cody with Seth freaking Rollins and what they got going on. LA Knight interfered out there too. But yeah, you guys let me know what y'all think.